What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction. So today we are featuring a brand new artist on the channel. This was a request I got, so a little bit different than what we normally do, but this is Ren. He's a Welsh artist, and this is his music video, Hi Ren. So his story, he deals with chronic illness and went through many years of misdiagnoses and all that to get to where he is today, finally getting the treatment that he needs. But obviously, if you know me, if you've been on the channel for a while, you know that I myself have, to put it lightly, been through it. It took me almost a decade to get finally diagnosed with my chronic illnesses and go through those treatments to, be as healthy and happy as I am today. So his story is definitely one that I can relate to, and this music video and song addresses mental health and illness, so two things that I can understand very deeply. So I'm really interested to see how he goes about addressing those things and integrating it into his lyrics and his production through this music video. Let's check it out. First of all, this video is 9 minutes long, so we're not going to do a full 2 watches. We'll do our first watch, and then I'll come back and point out a couple of my favorite things without doing the double watch with frame by frame. Otherwise, we'd be here for a really long time. Okay, already some interesting symbolism going on here. Obviously, the hospital gown, the kind of wheelchair, but then the person who's rolling him in, the doctor, is dressed as a pig and covered in blood. So you can tell he's obviously had some really tough experiences with the medical system. This is cool. And I mean the room itself, the walls peeling apart, the bricks, it almost feels like a prison cell, and that's the way a hospital room can feel when you're alone for so long in there with no answers and no hope.
It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down you know that. Deep down you know I'm always in periphery. Ran on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? You've been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect.
And I love how much he plays each character.
Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere.
Yeah, the acting, the attitude.
Like that. I never chase numbers, statistics, or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me, that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that, I'm inside you, you twat.
No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong.
Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious, Eminem did it.
Played on guitar.
Plan B did it.
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material.
Ren, mate, we've heard it all before.
I love this mix of humor and like actual deep
I don't
topics.
need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us.
That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mustapha truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous
And then the
surrender.
lighting
When
here is
standing
cool
in front
too.
of my
It's,
solar
like, really
eclipse,
bringing up
my
that
name is
intensity.
stitched to your lips, so you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
Intense guitar is the truth. And see, the lighting went along with the instrumental.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake.
These
So
lyrics
coward
are
the man I've
good.
become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired I make to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Yeah, like I don't want to talk over him too much, but he really is able to evoke exactly the right feeling with those lyrics. That intense lighting again, and what's cool about it is how it comes from different angles, so it changes the shadows along too with it, so that kind of doubles the effect of the like strobing lighting, is those shadows opposing each other
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, a
eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
I think it's like a fun symbolism too, like not even like 100% intentional, but definitely like it's there and it's like on purpose in a way, but it also had to be there. But like all the wires for his mic and for his instruments, like while he's in the hospital gown, it's like totally like having all the EKG wires all over you when you're stuck in a hospital room. But yeah, this was incredible. I mean, like vocally, like really amazing. I loved like the different characters, like I said, but not only that does that like make it a fun like experience to listen to, but it also shows you a lot of different sides of his vocal tones and how much versatility he has, which was really, really impressive. And he was so good at putting the right emotion, the right intonation into each different part of the song, each different character, and like I said, each different emotion, just really making you feel it and understand like what that experience, what those voices in your head feel like. And like obviously as someone who's gone through some similar things, like I could definitely relate to the lyrics and see where he was coming from. And those feelings are so difficult to really put into words. It's so difficult to be vulnerable. And like he said at the end, like you try and be like, you try to be hard, you try to like be rigid and stiffen up against those that darkness, like those feelings like inside of you, but then that only makes it harder to deal with and you have that darker shadow. So you have to be more vulnerable. You have to learn how to soften. And those are definitely lessons like I have learned a lot over the last few years of my life. Trust, a lot. And I think he just did such a good job. Like 9 minutes is a long time for a music video, but it's not a long time to explain what years of pain and misdiagnosis and failed treatments and the mental battle of, and like with chronic illness, it's you can get treated, but you will never be cured. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to come to terms with and for a lot of people to understand too. So that's like kind of where that like eternal dance comes from. Like you will have periods where you're feeling better, you'll have periods where you go down again. It's always ups and downs. And you have to learn how to deal with it gracefully more and more each time and like be able to explain to others that it's never going to be fixed. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to understand too. So obviously, like imagine trying to come to terms with that yourself. So I think he was able to put everything into this 9 minute video, into this 9 minute lyrics so concisely and so like evocatively with all of the different like lyrics and the word choice that he used. It really just consolidated it all really well into a way that I think other people can understand, and then people who have experienced it, like they hear those lyrics and it's like, dang, like that's exactly what it feels like. Like I said, it's so difficult to put into words. I could never put it into words like this. So it's really impressive and really just great to listen to. My favorite part was so when he stood up and like starts to break free from that darkness, that dark voice, those dark emotions. And like that dark voice, like even if you don't struggle with like certain like fully diagnosed mental disorders when you have a chronic illness, there's always going to be like voices and like difficult times. And like there's that feeling of being like useless or worthless that will try and come at you no matter what, because you function in a way that is different from what society expects. And I think he put that into words really well. Okay, so then right here, this was my favorite part of the song.
Stand on my own 2 feet.
So when he stands up,
And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So
yeah. So this lyric, like talking about hope and like how when the hope grows, that's how you start to break free from those difficult times, from those dark thoughts, from feeling like things will never get better. Because obviously, like I said, there might not ever be a cure, but things can always improve. But it's hard to learn how to grasp that hope, especially at first. But the more you learn to hold on to it, to lean into it, no matter what is going on around you or inside of your body, to still have that hope and each day wake up and still hold on to it, no matter what, that is when you will start to improve and like start to at least like feel better mentally, even when you're struggling physically. That is what makes life worth living, and that's what makes things get better. And how you can find happiness every single day, even if you spend that day in the hospital. You can still, if you wake up and you choose that hope and you let that voice be the one that dominates over the other ones, that is choosing life. That is like the biggest lesson that you have to learn. And I think it's a lesson that everybody has to learn at some point in their lives, but people with chronic illnesses are obviously forced to learn it a lot earlier and a lot more intensely. But I think everybody can take something from that lesson, and it's really important. So yeah, this was really cool to watch. Definitely, like, I didn't know what to expect, but it was incredible. Like, it was fun to listen to, but it also hit deeply in every emotion. He's super talented on the guitar and vocally. Like, did a lot of different things here. Like, showed so much versatility. So it was super cool to listen to, and I will definitely be supporting him in the future. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this reaction, and make sure to subscribe down below. Smash like. Let me know all your thoughts if this is your first time hearing this. What your thoughts are if you've been through something similar, or if you haven't. I'd love to hear like perspectives from each side of it, like what this song like made you feel and how you could relate to it, whether or not you've struggled with something technically similar. But even if it's not, if you haven't struggled with like a chronic illness, I still think you can relate to these feelings. I think everyone can, but just in a different way. And the lessons are important in everyone's own way. So really cool to listen to. And then again, Patreon is linked down below. We got daily uploads over there, tons of fun stuff. Best way to support the channel. So come check that out too. And I will see you next time.